Good morning everyone. Today we will discuss example 7, 10 and 11. So first of all, in example 7 the question is given, is the function defined by fx is equal to mod x a continuous function? So we have to check mod x is a continuous function or not. So first of all we can write mod x as fx is equal to x if x is greater than equal to 0 and fx is equal to minus x if x is less than 0. Now here we will get two conditions. One is x is greater than equal to 0 and another is x is less than 0. Now to check the continuity of this function we have to check for every real number. There is no particular point where we will check the continuities. So we will check the continuity for all real numbers. So that means in this question we have the condition but we don't have the particular point. So we will check the continuity for all the real numbers. So first of all we have to assume that C be a real number such that C is greater than 0. Now here we will check the continuity for all the real numbers which are greater than 0, that means all positive real numbers. Now whenever we will say C is greater than 0, that means we will consider the function for x greater than 0. That means here whenever x is greater than 0 then fx is equal to x. So first of all we will write limit x tends to c fx. Now in this kind of question whenever you will take c and c is greater than 0 or less than 0, you don't need to do the LHL and RHL, because whenever you do the LHL, that means left hand limit of the function, then you need to write limit x tends to c negative for LHL, left hand limit. But here we have considered c is greater than 0. That means whenever c is greater than 0, that means c is somewhere here, suppose. Now whenever you will take c negative, that means left side of c. But left side of c does not mean in this portion. It will mean somewhere here, more than 0. And right hand limit, for right hand limit we will write limit x tends to c positive and it will be here somewhere. So for both the cases the function will be same. That is why we will not take the right hand limit and left hand limit for this kind of question. We will directly write limit x tends to c fx, because for left hand limit also the function will be x because c is greater than 0. For right hand limit also the function will be x because c is greater than 0. So as a whole we can write this line only. Now limit x tends to c fx. Since c is greater than 0, the function will be x. So here we can put c in place of x. So answer is c. F of c is equal to c because c is greater than 0. We know fx equal to x for all x greater than equal to 0. So whenever you will take f of c, the answer will be c. Now since limit x tends to c fx is equal to f of c, so f is continuous function for all positive real numbers. So here we have checked for all positive real numbers. Now if you want to do the left hand limit and the right hand limit for this part, then for left hand limit we need to write limit x tends to c negative fx. Now we have to write h, so limit we have to write here f of c minus h. Now whenever x tends to c, in place of x we have written c minus h, so c minus h tends to c. Now from this line what we will get? We will get h tends to 0. So here we will write h tends to 0. Now we have to consider the function. C negative means left side of C, but earlier we have considered C is greater than 0. So here our function will be x, that means C minus h, because in place of x we have C minus h, and since C is greater than 0, C minus h is also greater than 0 because h is a very small number. So we have to write here C minus h. Now if we replace h by 0, then our answer will be C. Now if you want to do the right hand limit, then in the same way you have to give here x tends to C positive fx. Same, here it will be C positive, here it will be C positive. If x tends to C, C plus h tends to C, then h tends to 0. Now whenever C is greater than 0, C plus h is also greater than 0. So the function will be C plus h. Now from here also we will get C. So left hand limit and right hand limit both are equal. So our answer is correct. Whenever you will use the left hand limit and right hand limit, then also you can do this question, but this is not necessary to do because already we have considered C is greater than 0. So we can do directly this line. No need to do left hand limit and right hand limit. Now in the same way we have to do for C is less than 0. For C is less than 0, same, limit x tends to C fx. Whenever C is less than 0, the function will be minus x. So here we have written minus x, in place of x we have to write C, so minus C. Whenever C is less than 0, f of C will be minus C, because whenever you will take C is less than 0, that means we have to consider this function only. You may think that whenever you are writing f of C, you have to consider this function, but no, you cannot consider this function because you have already assumed that C is less than 0. This is for x greater than 0 and x equal to 0. But here we are considering C is less than 0, so f of C will be minus C. So limit x tends to C fx is equal to f of C. So f is a continuous function for all negative real numbers. So we have checked for all positive real numbers and all negative real numbers. So mod x is continuous for all positive real numbers and negative real numbers. Now we are left with x equal to 0. Now we will check the continuity of the function at x equal to 0. Now we have a particular point. Whenever we will have a particular point, we will do LHL and RHL. So this part I have discussed earlier. So limit x tends to 0 negative fx, here we have to write limit h tends to 0 f of 0 minus h. Now we have to consider the function 0 negative means left side of 0, so less than 0. Whenever it is less than 0, the function will be minus x. In place of x we have to write 0 minus h and the answer will be 0. In the same way RHL also answer is 0. F of 0 is 0. Since all the three values are equal, so f is continuous at x equal to 0. So from this part we can say that f is a continuous function for all positive real numbers, all negative real numbers and at x equal to 0. So f is a continuous function for all real numbers. Whenever the question is given to discuss the continuity or like is the function is a continuous function, then you have to check for all the numbers of its domain. So here the domain is the real number, so we have checked for all the real numbers. If some particular point is given, then no need to do this part. We will check for the particular point only. Example 10. In example 10, the question is given fx is a function fx is equal to x plus 2 if x is less than equal to 1 and fx equal to x minus 2 if x is greater than 1. Discuss the continuity of the function. The function f is defined at all points of the real line. That means the domain of the function is the real number. So here we have to discuss the continuity. That means we have to check for all real numbers. Now here the condition is given with 1. X is greater than 1, x is less than equal to 1. So we will consider C, where C is a real number such that C is greater than 1. In example 7, we were doing C is greater than 0, C is less than 0 because the condition was given relating to 0. But in example 10, the condition is relating to 1, x is greater than 1 and x is less than equal to 1. So here we have to consider C be a real number such that C is greater than 1. Now whenever C is greater than 1, then C positive limit x tends to C positive, that means the right side of C also greater than 1. And if we write C negative, then also left side of C, that means also greater than 1. Suppose here we have 1 and here we have C, then left side of C will mean somewhere here, not less than 1, because this C negative is very nearer to C. So for this we don't need to do the LHL and RHL. So we will directly write limit x tends to C fx. Now since C is greater than 1, so we have to consider the function x minus 2. So here we have to write x minus 2. So from here we will get C minus 2. Whenever we will find f of C and C is greater than 1, that means we have to consider the function x minus 2. We cannot move for x plus 2 because that is related to less than 1 and equal 1. But here we are considering greater than 1. That means for all the calculations we have to take the function x minus 2. So here we will get C minus 2. Since both are equal, so f is a continuous function for all points x greater than 1. Next, C be a real number such that C is less than 1. Now, whenever C is less than 1, we have to consider the function x plus 2. For all the calculations here, you have to consider x plus 2. That means here we will get C plus 2 and here also we will get C plus 2. Since both are equal, so f is a continuous function at all points x less than 1. Now we have checked for greater than 1 and less than 1. Now we will check it for x equal to 1. So now we have to do the LHL and RHL. So LHL means left hand limit x tends to 1 negative fx, limit h tends to 0 f of 1 minus h. Now see here, since we have 1 negative, here we have to write 1 minus h. Now see, x tends to 1. That means 1 minus h tends to 1. Now from here we will get h tends to 0. That is why we have written here h tends to 0. Now we will use the function and the function will be at x equal to 1 and 1 negative. So the function will be x plus 2. In place of x we will write 1 minus h and this 2. Now if you replace h by 0, the answer will be 3. Same here. Here the RHL part 1 positive, that means greater than 1, we have to use the function x minus 2. In place of x we will write 1 plus h and minus 2. So from here we will get minus 1. And f of 1 means we have to again consider x plus 2. In place of x we will write 1 and the answer is 3. Now here we have 3, here we have minus 1 and here we have 3. Since these three values are not equal, so f is not continuous at x equal to 1. So from here we can say that the given function is continuous for all the points greater than 1 and less than 1, but f is not continuous, that means discontinuous at x equal to 1. Example 11, the function given is same as given in example 10. The only difference is in example 11 we have to find all the points of discontinuity of the given function, and in example 10 it was given that to discuss continuity. So in one question we have to discuss the continuity, in another question we have to find all points of discontinuity. For both the questions the solution will be same, that is why I am showing example 11 also. So here also we have to check for the points greater than 1, less than 1 and at 1. So whenever we will check for greater than 1, it is continuous. Whenever we check for less than 1, it is continuous, and at x equal to 1, LHL, RHL and f of 1 are not equal. So f is discontinuous at x equal to 1. To find all the points of discontinuity, we have to do all the 3 steps. So this is example 11. These questions are given with condition and not a particular point. We have to check for all. Mostly in your exam this type of questions will come.